Welcome everyone to the Predator World 10-Ball Championships presented by CSI and sponsored by Predator. This is the fourth day of the Predator World 10-Ball Championships. This is a one-loss side match, fourth round, and this is to get into the final 32. 10-ball, race to 8. This is George Teachan Booth, joined with Tony Robles.
Hey, George. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Watching these two guys lag, I believe Francisco Sanchez won the
By a hair.
lag by a
By
hair.
a hair.
You know, as we get higher and farther in this tournament, those lags get closer and closer to the rail.
Yeah.
It's alternate break format, race to 8. This is to get into the final 32.
Well, it seems to me that Alex needs to work on his speed a bit.
He was only a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Boy, if we could play position, if the players could play position to within a quarter inch on every shot, would anybody ever miss?
Mosconi was famous for that. That's why Mosconi ran 150 and out in so many exhibitions. Do you ever hear about that legendary story where he had three exhibitions in a row, 3 nights in a row in 3 different pool halls in New Jersey? And a buddy of mine went to watch all 3, and he said that he ran 150 and out, 150 and out the second night. And when he did it again the third night in a row, 150 and out, all in the first inning, he started questioning whether or not he was human. And he said his cue ball was so good that he can literally, you can put a dime on the table and set up a shot, and he'll get any within that range.
And a lot of players do that. You know, they play the target pool, they practice with that. But we've had a good break here by Francisco. Made the 8-ball in the side pocket. He's faced with a non-aggressive shot on the 1. What would you do here, Tony? Would you come around there?
Well, you know, again, every time I push, I always try to push to an area where I leave my opponent an awkward angle. At the same time, leave him a shot where if he were to be able to bank it or whatever or make it, I'm not making it easy for him to play position.
Right.
I kind of like hitting it in the bottom rail and then try to hit the 1 thin and bring the cube underneath the 4, 2, 9, 10. You still have to hit it good. You know, send the 1 ball. It's probably going to come back towards the center of the table. But I kind of like that shot there.
So you like using the rails on the right side of the table to get below that. I kind of like going with a little bit of inside English here and cutting the cue ball going between the 3 and the 4.
He can do that if he feels comfortable hitting the rail first. That's not really a bad shot. No, but he can also try to, you know, hit it towards the pocket and try to bring the cue ball down underneath the 10 instead of pushing out, right?
So he's going to push out. He's not going to take on the shot.
You know, that didn't make much sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Because he could have just pushed a cue ball to that side.
He's going to be put back in.
Well, now if Alex can see the 1 and he's able to, you know, hit it thin enough to send it in front of the 6, 7, and 5, he's going to send the cue ball down here, possibly behind the 2 and the 9, or even just use the 5, 6, 7 as a blocker.
That was an interesting shot by Francisco Sanchez. Francisco Sanchez is a Spanish player. He's a 822 Fargo, so
super strong.
Super strong. He's got a 13th ranking in the world, the world ranking that we're using for this tournament. He's ranked 13th, so he'll be one of the seeded players in the final 32. And that's what I was talking about, was coming around through there when Francisco was shooting. And because the 3 would have been there, and there'd have been 1 more ball for cover.
Yeah, over here he's going to have to, if he can see the 1 dead solid, he needs to shoot a stop shot so that the 1 can come off the 6 and come back down the table and leave the cube underneath the 5 and the 7, if he can hit it dead. You know, he has to make sure that he hits a 6 right in order to avoid a double hit on the 6 with the 1 ball on the way back down. The other option is to hit it thin and then come back down.
Just like this. He's not gonna find cover.
Yeah, I don't think he could hit it full. If he were to, you know, if he had the ability to hit it full, he would have probably done the other shot. But I think the other shot was better.
That's 2 shots by Francisco that left a little to be desired. And you rarely find me saying that about the professional players. You know, there's $250,000 in prize money for this tournament. 60,000 to the winner.
And you're going to have one super happy player tomorrow. Because, I mean, you know, the winner gets 60,000. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that is. That's a year's wages for a lot of people. All playing pool, doing something you love, but don't stop and think that this is playing a game. There's a lot of work that goes into this.
Yeah.
For this man to be rated how he is, or Alex KAZAKIS, for instance, 805 Fargo, he's 30 years old. He spends a lot of time playing pool, practicing,
does.
working at pool, excuse me, not playing pool. He's got a tough 5-ball.
Well, I mean, he has a tougher angle on the 4-ball. He's going to end up farther away on the 5-ball than what he would have liked.
Yeah.
I think the main thing here is try your best to not freeze a cue ball to the bottom rail. That way you have options.
And he's looking good here. These are the kind of shots that you have to be careful with. We've seen plenty of them pinched off the rail.
Yeah.
But this is a natural shot. If he just pockets this, the cue ball comes off the rail for a nice position on the 6, and it's almost.
He wants to run into the 7, I
board.
think, in order to make sure he stops the cue ball a bit. And very nice. Didn't even have to. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
He made sure that's a super strong shot. I don't think people realize how tough that shot is on this table with the pockets the way they are. You have to hit that absolutely perfect, you know. And not just that, he had to hit it at that speed in order to make sure that he didn't end up shooting over the 7.
Mm-hmm. You made a good point there. The size of the pockets are 4 1/4 inches. As the cloth wears in, and we're on the 4th day, it's seen a lot of play. Those pockets tighten up a little bit. Yeah, it's hard for a professional player not to finish this off right here.
Yeah, he goes 3 rails here and goes towards that 9. He's in good shape with the 9 ball. So that, and you know that's the beauty of going towards the ball. The speed doesn't matter as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you hit it too soft, too hard, or just right, you're still in that line with the 9 ball.
And look how nice he came into the line. That's perfect. Opened it up nice, a wide 3 rail. He'll take the first game of this race to 8. And he will have the break in this alternate break format. Keep in mind, in the final 32, it'll be a race to 10, and they're in the money. The loser here will be 1 match out of the money. It'll be this match right here. In the alternate break format, whoever wins the lag will always break when the score is tied or even numbered. That way you can keep track of whose break it is. There's a couple different ways of doing it. To me, that is the simplest. Look at the score. And if you're moving the coin on the table, look at the coin. If it's an even number, it's your break if you won that opening lag or if you won the first game. A lot of people say, but it's the 3rd game, I should be breaking. That just gets confusing to me.
Yeah,
to a lot of
no,
people,
it's always odds are even. Odds are
Yep.
even is the best way to remember.
That's how I remember it. KAZAKIS to break. Looking at the 7 ball and the 4 ball going to the side pockets.
He's always had a very, very good controlled break. His cue ball rarely touches a rail when he breaks. I mean, look at that. Look how perfectly he hit that. You can't hit the balls better than that.
7 ball went straight in, straight to the pocket.
Ooh, I wonder if that 2 stopped right in front of the 3, just enough to block the pocket. I mean, the 3 in front of the 2. If it did, he might have to consider shooting a combo and playing the 2 in the opposite lower left-hand pocket, George.
Yeah, that 2-3, like you just mentioned, is. Let's see how he handles this. He's looking to play it safe.
He might go 3 rails if he can get it past,
yeah.
but he might just go for it and maybe shoot the combo 2-3. I don't know.
Oh no, he played it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if he shoots a 3, you know, he can play the 2 in the opposite corner.
he considered that because he came back and looked what it would look like behind the 4 or have this shot right here.
But you know something that a lot of people don't pay attention to, and I think is very important, George? The speed at which he hit the 1 ball to the 4 wasn't just to control the cue ball, it was to control the 4 ball and make sure that he doesn't send it closer to the 6 and the 9, creating a cluster.
Good point. Let's see now. Oh, that's a tough shot from that distance.
Yes.
Well, he's given up control of the table, and pool to me is a lot about control. If you control the table, you control your opponent. Do you keep him in your chair, or do you keep him behind a ball? That's why sometimes these really good players can give another player a huge handicap because they control the cue ball. It's a nice sport when you can have your opponent doing what you want him to, not like in golf where it's the player against the course.
So let's see if he goes 1 rail or 3 rails. Because if he went 1 rail, he played the 3 in the corner. That's a better shot because he can let the stroke go a bit.
Yeah.
And he got absolutely perfect on that ball.
Yeah. Ball in hand shape almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's playing very well. He's he had a high finish, I believe, in Arizona. He was looking to get into the final there, and he was playing very well. He sent Fedor Gorst to the 1-loss side earlier in the tournament, and he came back and he was real strong throughout the rest of the field. But it just didn't work out for him. I think he took a 3rd. I think he was 3rd or 4th in Arizona.
Yeah, he had a super strong tournament.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. At this
So over
point,
here he's going to play the 6 in the side.
he needs these 4 to tie it up.
One rail with stun right. Sorry, what do you say?
Okay. No, I was gonna go to the sponsors because this is really, you know, like you say connect the dots and I say it's tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Got a little bit of an angle here. I think he can either hit it with follow and go 1 or 2 rails and play the 10 ball in the lower right hand, or he can just draw it straight to the long rail.
The follow really leaves the cue ball on the right. Oh, he went on the inside.
Yeah. We got good on that.
He got real good. He likes that.
Yeah.
You know, who used to say with the touch of inside, and you play everything with the touch of inside. We'll go to a break and be back. Francisco's opponents in this one-loss side. He defeated Jose Alberto Delgado, who is his fellow countryman, and then Gerson Martinez from Peru. And now he's facing Alex KAZAKIS from Greece. Alex is new to the one-loss side. He was on the winners in his prior 2 matches.
Hit those off center a bit. Didn't make a ball. Hit him with a lot of power, but Alex has an opportunity here to tap the 1 and put him behind the 6 and the 5.
Well done. But in today's day and age, and both of these guys are Predator players, so he's just going to jump with his regular cue. No, he's going for the air rush.
Can he reach that?
Yeah,
he's kind of far, yeah. He can reach it. Good for him.
He was about to try jumping that with his Icon 4.5. They're both Predator players. Alex plays with the 4.1 Icon, and Francisco with the 4.5.
Thank you.
Their break cues are BK rushes, and his jump cue is an air rush.
Did he get away with it?
Last roll,
nope.
no.
Nope.
Open shot for Alex. Open shot for the Greek. Give up shot for the Spaniard.
Yeah. So I don't know if he's straight. If he is, or almost straight, he's going to play in the same pocket. Otherwise, he's going to play in the top left hand. Ooh, that one's close. Hey, he definitely didn't want that much angle. I'm a little surprised he didn't consider the follow.
To follow and play the
because
2
he
up.
had a slight angle. He had to hit it perfect.
He would have ended up probably with less angle on this 2 ball than he has now for the upper corner.
Well, here he's going to have to go across and maintain that cue ball between the 4 and the 9, which is a little tricky because of how close they are.
Yeah, Alex lost to Robbie Capito from the Philippines, and he defeated Alex Pagalayan and Nicholas De Leon from Phoenix.
Oh, he overcut it. He overcut it and almost scratched. Did he leave his shot? Yep.
He left Francisco with a similar shot that he just shot at. So we'll probably see the same motion on the cue ball. See, on a shot like this, a lot of guys try to get closer, but he's going to have a hard time getting closer. He's going to want to stay back and forth just on that same diamond, on that same line. So you use center English? Right? Dead center English here.
Yes. I mean, a little bit of right. Just a little bit of right, just to get it up there. Yeah.
He went way up. See,
well, he likes the side pocket here better, I guess.
I see.
You know, I think he was looking for a better angle to get to the 4 ball.
Well, the better angle would come from the corner pocket because he has a lot more to work with.
I agree. I think he could have just, you know how you drag the cue ball with right and then just come across by the 6 and just come out a bit. I think that was a shot there.
Yeah. Well, that brings up a question to me. Do players prefer using the outside English to cut that ball down the rail, or are they indifferent, or do some players prefer the inside or the center English to cut those balls down the rail? And cutting balls down the rail, what do you find?
Most players that I know of would prefer the outside.
The outside?
Always, but as someone who's still a student of the game, and so are the players, because we have all these conversations all the time. We all agree that it's very important to make sure that you have mastery of all 3, so that and at an equal level.
Totally
if you shoot if you shoot that shot with outside spin 10 million times and shoot with inside spin only 1,000 times, you're never gonna feel as comfortable shooting with inside spin as you are with outside spin.
That was the reason for my question, because I've had this discussion with other commentators like Jeremy Jones, and how I tell them I don't like to use the outside. I've gotten away from it so bad that it's actually a weakness, and recently I've started working back on that outside because I've gotten so strong with the inside in the center. I'm happy with that, but there's a lot of times you have to use the outside, and as you said, Master all three.
That's right. Oh, he had pretty bad angle here, but like you said, yeah, and you said that you practiced it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get to a point where when the shot comes up, you're no longer saying, "Oh no, not this shot again." You're saying, "Oh, I'm excited. This is my new favorite shot. I'm gonna nail it." Big
There's
difference.
that. There's that.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was gonna draw it straight back there because he didn't have much of an angle there. He hit that great.
Side pocket. We're okay.
Little angle. That's all he wants. All he asks is for a little angle.
Just get me off the rail so I can stay off the rail. Leave the cue ball on the rail. It's hard to get it off.
Yeah, he might want to get it. I mean, not. He can get a little closer to the 9 here just to make sure that he can hit it with a little bit of speed up. Anyway, want to say hi to everyone in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks to everyone viewing from all over the world. Let us know where you're located.
Well, he's got these 2 balls. I think he's just going to go ahead and make sure he makes this and stay there for the 10. Oh, make sure you make this and stay there for the 10 ball.
That's the only reason why I suggested getting a little closer to the 9
Yes,
because I saw how
yes.
close it was to the rail, and I said, you know, this is not that easy because whenever you have a choice between hitting it a little more speed or rolling it, it becomes a little difficult.
Look at this shot. He banked. Isn't Alex the one? No, it was David Arcadia that made this shot in one of the championships. I actually like this shot.
Yeah.
It's off the rail a little bit. It doesn't appear to be, so it's tougher. He's playing safe.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was
he's gonna be
that
happy
was
with the way he
almost
hit that
froze.
one, yeah.
No, he's not.
I mean, the main thing is he made sure he left distance, but you know he didn't leave. If he would have left the cue ball frozen, it might have been a little. This is very makeable.
Mm-hmm. And just stop the cue ball there, or do you try to run it around? I like to just stop it, just making the ball and stopping it there. Dead center English.
Yep.
I'll take that shot on the 10.
I always say I'll take that shot for the U.S. Open or the World Championship as long as I'm in.
I may not like it as much as a straight in, but when it comes to having to move the cue ball, I like that shot right there, just the way he shot it. And this is why he's at 822 Fargo.
That's right. Jagged, hi, how are you, buddy? Good to hear from you. Nate Tam, what's up? Marty Herman, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well. Hi to everyone. We got people from all over: Florida, India, Morocco, Jersey, or as they say, Jersey.
Joycey.
Austin, Texas, San Antonio, Japan. Wow, great, Japan. Thank you. Connecticut, Mississippi. Robert, how are you? Robert Calton. The Czech Republic. Hope
That's
all is
awesome.
over there.
I love when I hear, you know, all around the world. It's just
Central Washington, Texas, Appleton, Wisconsin. I was in Wisconsin recently. I loved it over there. It was great. I asked Tyler Steyer, Tyler, where can I get some good cheese here, bro? You know, tell me somewhere good. He says, Tony, you can go to a gas station and get good cheese. I said, are you serious?
I was just gonna say
I said, are you serious? A gas station?
7-Eleven will do.
I went to the gas station. They said they were sold out for 3 days already. They said they were waiting for a new shipment. I said, wow. I said, that's pretty strong.
Oh, that's funny.
We have obviously some people from Spain supporting him. I'm pretty sure people in Greece are watching. Orlando, Florida. Hey, Fahim, owner of Q4. How are you, bud? Went to play there in the tournament the other day in a bar box, and I enjoyed the room. It was very nice. You do a good job there. Thank you.
Saludos a los aficionados de España.
Very, very nice break there. It's hard to beat your opponent when they're breaking well. You know, and the thing that's what makes this match so interesting because they both break so well.
You know, that's one of the things I will always, when I'm doing commentary, I always mention. When you're breaking well, you're playing well, and that has to do with the stroke. You're stroking the ball well, and you've been playing a lot usually.
Ooh, look at that. He might jump and call the 10 here.
Well, there's no early 10s, and there's no 10 on the breaks. This is WBA rules.
But he still shoots if he makes the 10,
yeah,
right?
He still continues to shoot. He pockets the 10. It's just like another object ball, but it will be spotted, and the play continues. But it's all call shot.
Attention.
And you can only call one ball at a time. There is a 3-foul rule in effect.
Yep, he called it.
Thank you.
Well, he's got to get out of a. He's got to get out of this safety. So he's got to make contact or give up ball in hand.
Wow.
And
It's crazy how the one went right in front of the pocket like that, despite the fact that he hit the one into the 10 first. Like
it
that,
followed
right?
through the
Yeah.
10 right at the pocket. Yeah. Interesting. How some things it looked like. Well, he didn't make the 10, so the 10 ball didn't deflect off the 1 ball didn't deflect off the 10 ball to another angle. He
Wants to do a
Get it
little
through it.
in-betweener here, between the 7 and the 10.
did come up high enough. Oh, there's the deuce. I didn't see the deuce on the left side of the table.
Yeah, I think I'm assuming the 4 goes in the side. It looks like it does. That's why he left the cue ball there. But if it didn't, then he might want to go back and forth and either run into the 4 or run into the 6.
You don't think he would try to lay it on the rail and play short side?
If the 4 goes, he's going to play the 4 in the side,
Yeah.
I think.
No, I'm just saying if it didn't go in the side on the right.
Yeah, he could just play it
Yeah.
safe and freeze a cue ball on the 6 if he wanted to.
Left low English on this shot.
Remember I said he might
He's in
want to run into
trouble.
the 4 or the 6, but look what
Yeah.
happened there.
Yeah, he ran.
Right?
He slid
You-
off the
you
6.
had to make sure that you secure the top of either ball, right? Not the bottom.
Not the side of
Unfortunately,
the bottom.
he drew a little too well there. He's going to need to overcut this and send the cue ball hopefully underneath it. I mean, behind the 9 or the 10, like between the 7 and the 10.
Mm-hmm.
And while you know, the 4 might hit the 8 ball, but maybe it might not. If it doesn't, it's going to end up on the top rail.
He's cutting it thinner than that. He's going to try to get it to the head rail, unless he can see it to make it. Yeah, like this, and come around.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Very
And
nice.
he's going to find cover. He's going to find cover off with a no.
I think
It's
he
close.
might have let him see it.
Either way, it's a tough shot. Watch how fast Francisco moves into place. Can I see this or not?
Yeah. So we have Minneapolis, Iowa, Brooklyn, New York, where I was born and raised.
There you
I
go.
love it. Evergreen State. Where's Evergreen State? Sarajevo, Bosnia.
Bosnia.
Philippines, Slovenia, Dallas, Texas. They got so many places. Thank you all for tuning in. What a nice shot that was. What a hell of a shot that was. So you know Alex is going to try to sneak in underneath the 7 if he can hit that 4. Just right, hit like almost half of it.
Mm-hmm. Would you hit this with kind of a medium speed to try to hit it full and past the 7?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
trying to do.
yeah.
I'm trying my best to
2
put
rails.
him behind the
Nice.
7. That looks
Just
like it's
like
going to
that.
come short.
Yeah, he's going to miss the ball. He's going to hit it, but no
Well,
rail.
it looks
Oh,
like he's
he
going to
got-
come short. Look at that. He didn't hit a rail.
Yeah.
Foul shot. Ball in hand.
That's so great, but didn't hit a rail.
He had to make a little more contact with the ball. Well, he was. I believe he was trying to hit it right into the ball to push it past the 7 to get a safety, like you were just describing.
Mm-hmm. Over here, it's a little tricky. It's not that easy to get position here because of the position of the 7. Key here is set up just enough angle, but make sure that you don't run into the 7.
He likes to move that ball around, and he's got it on a good line, so it's great to do it that way.
Yeah, he's got to shoot this in the corner.
Come
He's
over
dead
for
straight in
7
the side.
opposite. Yeah. I was shooting in the corner just to get good position
Yeah.
on the 7. That's why you were
Yeah, that's wise.
where you were going with that.
Little straight on the 7 than we wanted.
He's going to have a hard time getting the cue ball off the rail.
Yeah. What I like to do in shots like this, I like to draw it pretty much where it's at now, because even if I end up on the rail, I have the proper angle on the 8 to go back and forth if I need to, or just come off one rail. one rail.
Well, shots like this, when you draw this straight back, it's going to go towards the rail a little bit, just because it's got a hint of an angle.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, he can come off. He stayed there.
But
That's
that's what that's what I meant. If you draw it back a bit, you have an angle. See, now he has to elevate the cue, which makes it harder. And just hit it just right. I mean, let's see if we can get a better camera angle here to see if he's straight or not.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I don't like leaving the cue ball on that angle against the rail like that. And now he's straight on the 8.
Yeah, he has to cheat the pocket here a bit.
Yep. And he
You
did
see.
it well. He is so good. That's a good shot. And he's still
but he's
still
not
out
out
of the water.
woods here.
He can just put a little bit of high English on that. He's going to draw it to make sure.
He's going to shoot this in the corner. He's just going to come off the long rail and play the 10 in the opposite corner.
I like just shooting this with follow.
Oh, if he can avoid the scratch.
Yeah, if it avoids the scratch.
Yeah, if he can avoid the scratch, then yes.
Yeah, just like he shot, just like that.
Hit it great.
At first, I thought he had measured like he was going to draw the ball. But after this 10 ball, we'll go to a commercial break. Be back. Back. Francisco Sanchez to break the balls, leading 3-1, race to 8. Keep in mind, this is to get into the final 32 or to go back to your room and start packing. And you'll be one match out of the money. Give you some breakdowns on the money while he breaks the balls. Final 32, $1,500. Final 16, or 8 of the 16 there, because the others will move forward, is $3,750. 5th through 8th is $8,000. 3rd and 4th is $20,000 apiece. Second place is $40,000, and of course, first place is a nice round $60,000.
So it's very impressive. It's very impressive. So Francisco came dry again. I think if he comes off the 2, after the 3, hits a 2, hits it nice and thin so that we can play the 1 ball in the corner pocket. See, I'm not sure why he hit it that. See, if he hit it hard, soft, like I said, the 1 comes off the 3, the 2, and then just stops right there. So I'm trying to figure out why he hit it that hard.
It wouldn't have rolled onto the 4. Now he's faced with a safety instead of a offensive shot to continue the run.
So now the question is, can he get past that 9-5-7 if he decides to go thin and bank the one ball between the 2 and the 7, and the 2 and the 10? You know, the other option is hit the 1 off the 4 and leave the cue ball in front of the 10 by the 2, sending the 1 off the 4 across the table. It's going to go the 2 rail route, which is a safer. It's safer. Just got to make sure if you can get between those, I think he wanted to hit it harder than that to make sure the cue ball. I would have hit it harder than that, I think.
I was looking at a shot there that kind of seemed a little complicated, but simple at the same time. He was on the other side of the 4 with the 1, and if you just play it off the 4 to the rail and let the 1 ball come down to where the 10 ball is, the cue ball could have gone straight back behind the 7-9. It'd be almost like a clearing shot in one pocket where you clear the balls from his hole to push them to yours and use the 9-7 to protect them.
Unfortunately for Francisco, he didn't freeze the cue ball on the rail. I'm pretty sure he wanted to freeze it on the rail so that by leaving it in front of the 2, he cuts off that rail. It leaked out just enough for him to hit that rail. I will call the 10 here instead of the 1 on the side, but I can see why he's calling the 1 side, just in case he makes it, gets position, because the 10 doesn't count anyway. So
right, there's no reason to go for the 10. It's just another ball. Now, if it wins you the game, now it's worth taking a little shot at.
Thank you.
Is he going to try to stick it there? Yep, did it great.
Good little tactical battle here. These guys are moving the cue ball around pretty good. Pushing the object ball to a safe area. And that was actually a real good shot because he had to be very accurate with his hit to get what he wanted there and stick the cue ball on the rail. You know, rotation players like to use a lot of draw. And when you leave them on the rail, it takes away a big part of their game. Yeah, it takes away a big part of their game. Look at this nice hit here. Well,
he left him in bank. 6 is still in a bad spot.
But look where the 5 lays.
Yep. I mean, even if he had an angle where he stops the cue ball near the 9, just slightly past it, he might have an angle to shoot the 5 in a corner and draw towards the rail, between the rail and the 8. See if he can, you know, break that up a bit.
Yeah, I'd like to shoot that 5 ball, try to get position, shoot that 5 ball on the side and slide down.
You can, you just have to get good on it, you know. Worst case scenario, if you don't get perfect on it, you can always shoot the 5 towards the 8 and the 6 and leave the cue ball, you know, by the 7 and the long rail. He has options. He has options.
Yes, he does, and it's all on what he creates with this right here. Now, when you go to, if you wanted to move the 8-6 so you can get position on the 6, which side of the 8 would you want to hit? I'd want to hit the rail and the 8 at the same time to push the 6 down just a hair at a very slow speed and have an open shot that clears the 8. How would you want to do it?
Well, if I were coming like from where the cue ball is, slightly more angle, I would want to come off at an angle where when I hit the rail, I would want to hit the rail first, then the 8, then the cue ball's going to hit the rail again and hit the 6. But I would still hit it with enough speed to make sure that the 6 clears a 10 ball in the lower right-hand corner.
Oh, you want to move it over that way?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, because, you know, you can't hit it the other way, because if you hit the rail first and hit the 8, the cue ball's going to hit the rail again and then hit the 6. Now, if the 5 were closer, you're able to hit the 8 first and get the cue ball out of the way, then it pushes the cue ball away.
Let's see how his angle came up. Too much angle.
Yeah, he has a he has a pretty bad angle here.
Yep.
I think don't be surprised if he tries to put the cue ball underneath the 8.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he wanted to leave it. He wanted to leave it like
Inside.
he just kind of like shot it quickly.
Yeah, the shot clock does come into play. We are in
Mhm.
30-second shot clock. I don't think I mentioned that, or we mentioned that yet. Players are on a time clock here in the arena.
You can see that. He can see that ball, even if he has to curve it a bit. He's guaranteed to hit it. Is he going to leave the cue ball by the 6 and the 8?
He's going downtown.
Gonna go down.
Yeah.
Maybe hit that
That's yours,
downtown,
isn't it?
yeah.
Downtown. He's
Yep.
going downtown. I heard Mark say that so much these last few days.
Downtown, uptown, all around. I think the day I confused Mark was when Fedegorst was shooting a shot where he was going to go in between the cube, an object ball in the side pocket. I said, is he going to do a tweener here?
And he didn't
said,
know what a tweener
What
was.
in the world was
yeah.
it?
Yeah. Well, he's left him pretty close to straight in. So it's not really a sellout, but it is control of the table.
Well, what Alex can do here is make the 5 and shoot the 6 thin into the 8 and try to leave the cue ball behind the 8. I mean, behind the 10 is what I meant. So hit it thin and try to leave the cue ball behind the 10.
I don't even want to tell you what my crazy mind was thinking.
It might be something good. I mean,
Well, I was thinking of just banking the 5 ball up to the middle, to the rail, to the head rail, and bringing the cue ball down behind the 10 to try to get ball in hand so that I can get on the 5
right.
to break the 6. Because this does me no good, and it's hard to play safe here.
Yeah. Did
Unless you have his skills, but no, he's opened it up.
He
He's
overhit
left
it. He overhit it.
So, because it laid nice. If you remember how it laid, you could bank it straight up a diamond from the rail, and use the 7-9 to hook it.
See, now I'm wondering if he's going to leave him in front of the 7 and the 9 and put the 6 ball by the top rail. Did he do it? Yep, that's what he did. But did he let him see it?
It looks like he might have left a window. He's quick to bend down to look at it. And he's going for the jump cue, which tells me he's not jumping very much. He doesn't need to get it up very high. Now, being a Predator player, I'm surprised he's not using that air rush. That air rush is a nice cue. Well,
yeah, it is.
You have one of those, don't you?
Oh, yeah, of course. Off the 10, beep, boom.
Oh.
He might have gotten away with it.
I think he cuts his head.
It's definitely possible to cut. You don't want to hit it too hard because you want to play the 7 in the left-hand side pocket or in the corner. If you decide to go for it, but if he decides to play it safe, safe here is tough because he would have to run directly into the 8 ball to use it as a stopper and stop the 6 in front of the 9.
Yeah, but he just called the bank. And that was just, he just quite didn't have enough angle to clear the cue ball.
Gonna come off the long rail here, right?
Yeah, he's gonna come down. I went off the short one. Is that the long rail? Okay.
Yeah, no, because some people like to cinch that ball and just not touch a rail at all. You know, I think, but when you shoot it the way Alex did, you can let your stroke go a bit, you know? Got a very nice angle on the 7. He's perfect here.
Well, he's got these 3 balls to run out, and when we go to break, I'm going to encourage everybody in the chat or that's listening at home. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a like button. Just give it a little click, and that helps
In other
the
words,
stream.
smash that like button.
Smash the like button. All you have to do is reach up. If you're on an iPad, reach up and touch it, or take your little computer mouse and point it over there and click it on your phone. I don't know if you can see it on your phone. I don't watch YouTube on my phone very often.
Yeah, you can definitely see it on the phone. I think he might have. Does he have to go up and down here?
I
'Cause he
see
looks
it.
like he has a slight angle there on the 9 ball.
I just opened up and I see it at 135 or one. And let's see how many it comes back with. There's 3,500 people, 3,300 people watching Francisco sit down and Alex KAZAKIS make this 10 ball to come within a game of tying it up, and we'll go to a break. So hit that like button. Alex KAZAKIS to break the balls. And guys, you were very entertaining in the chat. Someone says, I smashed it twice. And another guy says, I slapped that like button harder than Will Smith does. I love it. There goes the 7. No, denied.
You've had quite a number of breaks, dry breaks on this table.
We have. But balls are nice and spread out. It's just not making a ball. In 10 ball, they're trying to make the 2 balls behind the 1. They're going to the side pockets. I believe in that rack, they both went high. I've been watching a lot of the balls. Maybe you can explain this. The left ball will go low, and the right pocket will go, or right ball will go high. How does that work?
I'm a little confused.
Okay, when you're trying to make both balls to the side pockets.
Right.
Okay.
I'm trying to make one.
Well,
I'm happy just
one or the
one,
other.
yeah.
It's usually one or the other will go.
Correct.
So I see when one goes low, the other goes high, and I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know. I think it depends on the rack. I said this yesterday, and it all depends on, if you're using a magic rack, because when Shane is breaking his absolute best, he makes both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll go,
he
they
makes
both
both
go
of
to the
them.
hole, and
Most of the
pretty much the same. But what I'm thinking it might be is if you're a little off to the left or a little off to the right, it probably forces the other ball to go a little higher or a little lower.
Well, I think also what happens is sometimes it'll go in and one will go in a different direction if you don't hit the one dead square either. That affects it a lot.
Yeah, like when you break like 3 inches to the left of the rack, you're on the left, maybe the left one goes high and the right one goes low, and vice versa.
Just have Mr. David Black in the chat asking about my pool clinics. If you go to my website, TonyRobles.com, you'll find the info that we have for one of the clinics I'm doing in Austin, Texas on Sunday, May 22nd. And you can also look me up on Facebook, send me a private message, so that way we can try to make it happen in Atlanta. That would be awesome. And we also have people in the chat that are also teachers. Feel free to, you know, write your names and where you teach out of. Marty Herman is a great teacher from the Massachusetts area. Feel free.
Alex working to tie it up. I don't see anything stopping him. Nothing's in his way.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's thinking of going between the 7, 8, 9, or if he's going to go 3 rails out towards, you know, the right side of the table. Went the 3-rail route, hit that really, really good.
Just to roll it down, roll it in, and get on the 6. Is that too much angle? Is he just right?
He might have enough angle where if he wants to slow it down, he could draw it to the long rail or just stun it over. But I like kind of drawing it to the long rail, so that way once I come off the rail, I'm kind of going a little bit towards that 6. See, I think he's trying to figure out if he can hit it full enough to do that. Because if he has a thinner hit on the thinner side, there's a chance he could end up going, you know, behind the 10 or to the bottom rail.
Well, I believe all the matches today are to get into the final 32. On the winners side, they're all done with the winner's side, and they're all in the final 32. Now it's a matter of these guys finishing up on the one-loss side.
So you look how well he hit that. He hit it with just a pure draw. Came off the rail and went right towards that 6.
And he didn't risk rolling too far. That was just a smarter way of shooting it than just rolling it down. Alex not only looking good through this rack, looking really good. Straight on the 8, brings it back a little for the 9, and it's pretty much curtains. When someone asks, what does hitting the like button do? As I understand it, it actually adds value to the stream in that the views that it gets, and I guess YouTube pays so much, likes will add a certain value to it. And they all
subscribers
add up.
too. If you hit the subscribe button, that's massive.
Yep. So, yes, help us out, folks. Tony wants to buy a brand new car.
I'm happy with my car.
I just got a newer car. Actually, there wasn't a newer car. I traded one car for another, and I'm kind of wondering if I did the right thing.
Well, nowadays you can get a lot of money for your car.
Yeah, well, that's. I actually did okay with what I did, fine money-wise, but I missed part of the car I got rid of.
3-3.
And we have Michaela Tabb racking the balls here. She's our head referee. Using the Predator rack. In one of the chats that I saw in one of the matches, someone asked, when will the Predator rack be available to the public? And I asked the question, and I was told sometime this summer, so about 2 months.
It's very close.
It should go up for sale.
Any updates on any of the matches, George?
Updates on the matches. I guess we can give some guys some updates. You guys want some updates? Okay. The match is going on, or
So he's going to break from the corner here. Let's see if he pockets the ball on the break. Control the cue ball very beautifully.
It's not updating.
Okay.
We're running 2 tournaments at the same time right now. On one side of the arena is this men's Predator World 10 ball. On the opposite side of the arena, on the 6 tables over there, is the women's Alpha Las Vegas Open. We keep in mind we are at the CueSports International Expo, where we have the BCA National Championships, World Championships. Keep messing that one up. And the USA National Championships going on. There's 110 7-foot tables here, and then there's 168 in 2 other ballrooms. So we have close to 300 tables. That's 278 7-foot tables for the league players. And then we had the Alpha Las Vegas Open. We are now having the Predator World 10-ball Championship in the Alpha Las Vegas Open Women's Tournament. And in this ballroom, there's thousands of people and vendors. So
It is absolutely amazing here. It really is.
yeah, it's something to see. If you've never been to the Rio during the expo, the CSI Expo, you need to be here, because if it's pool related, you'll find it here. There's cubes galore. You have Omega Billiards, Bigglebox, Cybert.com. So you can get all the billiard supplies you need. You have Predator booth. You have all kinds of booths. Poison, Salado. I'm looking around here, guys. You need your cue work done in any way, tips. There's 3 or 4 cue repairs. Meanwhile, Francisco Sanchez is working through this rack. He's dissecting it, and he's looking to get on this 6 ball. Why is he on that side looking for the 6 ball? He wants to stay on the...
I think he wants to come off the top rail and shoot the 6 in the corner.
Yep.
You know, you can always do the side, but you know, you just have to make sure you just hit it. Their speed control is so good.
His is.
The question is, does the 8 go past the 10? If it doesn't go past the 10, he wants to end up with proper angle on the 7 to come off the long rail and play the 10 in the upper left-hand corner pocket, or get straight on it at least and have the ability to draw back. But you know, it might go past the 10. I don't know. It's hard to tell from here.
It's off the rail a little, so it, he might play position to play the 8 ball in the upper left-hand corner pocket.
Yeah. Well, I think he overhit it just by a bit.
Yeah, he's coming straight back to get on the upper left.
I don't think that's where he wanted to be. He wanted to definitely get straighter than that.
Yes.
This decision time.
Well,
Do you cut it, go aggressive, or do you try to leave him an awkward angle? Because the advantage that he has here is if he decides to leave the 8 on the top rail, both the 8 and the 9, I mean the 9 and the 10, are blocking a potential bank for Alex.
so what would you shoot here? Would you shoot the safety to the middle of the table up on top, or would you just cut it in down the rail?
If I see that the 8 ball could bank past the 9 ball, I might go aggressive. I might just go this, because shoot it in the corner and just focus on making the ball. Because all you have to do is just go back and forth. So
That's
anywhere you land
just
around
like
here,
this.
look how great he hit that.
Oh, it just came out.
Wow, look at that! It didn't fall in. It
No,
didn't fall in.
well, it caught the point. It just it kept going out a little bit. It caught the point of the pocket and stayed out. He missed that by about less than 1/8 of an inch. Because if it catches the inside of the pocket at that speed, it's sliding in.
Yeah, he might go rail first here if he can't see it, and then just go 1, 2, 3, possibly 4 rails for the 9 on the side. But if he can see it, he's gonna probably draw it for the side or the corner. Going the side pocket route. How good he hit that one, George?
Pretty nice shot. Made sure it didn't spin up on top and stay there. Came down for this, and he'll take a lead. It's first time, other than the first game, Alex has led. He won the first game, lost the next 3, and we're not going to go to a break after this. Okie dokie. We'll stay with you, and the players are going to take a break, so. Well, while we're waiting on one of the players, I'm going to run you through. There's 8 matches going on right now, and you have Jonas Suto leading Danny Olsen 7-4. Radoslav Babica trailing Dennis Grabe 2-4. Blaine Barkas trailing Kinlin Wu 3-4. Oscar Dominguez leads 5-1 over Ali Al-Obadi. And of course, this match is 4-3 Alex KAZAKIS. Michael Schneider leads Jason Theron 7-3. Roman Heibler trailing the young 19-year-old Eric Roberts 3-5. Kopinyi trailing 3-4 to Sharik Sayed. Roberto Bartol, that's not being played yet. Those are the 8 matches. You got your scores updated
And
there.
what was the score in the Kopinyi match?
Kopinyi is 4-3. Sharik is ahead. And here you have Alex KAZAKIS breaking again. That ball behind the 1 hits the side pocket right on the point. 2 or 3 times now. 2 times he's hit it there on his break. It looks like he has an opening shot. So he'll take his 60 seconds. One of the things that is suggested is take the 60 seconds after the break, plan your whole rack out. So maybe save you from taking an extension later on.
Yeah. No, I think he just already saw the pattern.
It's all there.
And decided, hey, okay, this is what I got to do. This is a plan. Let me execute.
He must do a good job about it because he doesn't waste any time around the table.
He's anxious to tie it up.
He's pretty efficient. It's nice to have these brackets up and be having them live where we can follow along with what's going on outside the arena, especially now that when we're where we're sitting, we can look to the right and maybe see a couple of the tables on the right side. We can't see any of the tables on the left side of the arena, because as we look at this table, we are on the right side of it, and then there's, you know, tables outside of the spectator area. So we can't see anything that's going on, and this really helps us bring it to you a little more live. Some of you might have the luxury of having a couple of devices where you can follow on your own. The brackets are available. I've been getting them from world10ball.com and hit brackets, and they're all live and doing great. It worked for me.
Well, Francisco hasn't moved the cue ball much. Hasn't had, you know, need to. He doesn't need to. He's probably going to go 2 rails with the 9 ball or 1 rail for the 10 ball.
Yeah, he can wrap it out of the corner, or he can come straight down. I was always told you're better off wrapping it out of the corner, because you're not coming straight at this corner pocket like he is right here. So that if you overhit it, you don't scratch.
I always like going 2 rails on this shot, just going towards that 10 ball. It's just my preference, that's all.
Catching it just before the side pocket and coming down. Just making sure you avoid the side, but he'll take a lead, 4-3. I'm sorry, he'll tie it up.
Tie it up, 4-4.
4-4. So Alex won 3 games in a row to have that 4-3 lead. So far they've exchanged. They're exactly tied in how they've won. Alex won the first. Francisco answered with 3 wins of his own, but then Alex answered with 3 wins of his own, and now Senor Sanchez has won a game and leads and is tied it up. Keep wanting to give him the lead. I don't know why. You can see the Predator patch on his table, on his shirt. Where am I going here? Jeez.
You're still waking up. I think you said you ran out of coffee this morning, didn't you?
Didn't
you say you ran out of coffee
I didn't get any coffee this morning.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we had the ladies' event right next to us. They had some interesting matches taking place over there as well.
Yeah.
Trying to give you a little time to wake up, pal.
Tony, walk us through this rack while I take a nap, will you, please? Oh, boy.
Well, let's see. I mean, I don't know if he can. Yeah, he has a pretty deep cut here.
It's a steep cut, and the thing about cutting this ball is he can't work his cue ball up to the top of the table where he has to be for the 2.
I mean, he would have to go between the 4, the 10, and then between the 4 and the 6 to just get to that side, you know?
Yeah.
I had this one guy I used to play against when I first started learning how to play and gamble. Where he would always push to the top right-hand corner pocket, leave me frozen on the rail, and leave me dead straight. Because he knows I have no angle. I mean,
never gave it back?
I can't hit the bottom. Yeah, I had to give it back because I couldn't hit the bottom of the cue ball to draw back. I couldn't even elevate. Look, that's what he's actually looking at right now.
Yeah, good call. You know, I saw a shot like this yesterday where they left it long straight in like that, close to the rail. And if you're about an inch off the rail, I remember seeing Earl, and there was quite a few guys, Larry Neville, who would just elevate that cue stick and draw it right back.
Yeah, rest in peace, buddy.
Yeah, they zoom it right back. Look at this shot.
Look, like I said, look, in between. He did the in between, but he overhit it.
Well, it's hard to measure that speed. He did.
He hit it great.
He did a good job. He hit it great. But now, well, it looks like he's got room to kick at it. Going by the 5 with a little spin. With a little help from my friends, a little right-hand English. He's called it. Do you try to hit this 2 rails?
I try to hit it 2
So
rails
you
and
cut it
stop the
back?
cue ball there if possible, or hit it too thin and send it towards the
yeah.
pocket and then the cue ball down.
Well, that's kind of what I meant.
If he would have run right into the 5, he would have left him right behind the 7.
Yeah.
Fortunately, that was not the case for Alex. think he might have enough angle to draw between the 3 and the 4.
Good look at his Icon 4-1 cue that he's using with the Revo shaft. Both players are sponsored by Predator. And one of the things you can do is go to PredatorCues.com and take a look at their pro team. You're on there, aren't you, Tony Robles?
I haven't checked that part of the site in quite some time, so I don't know. I would imagine I would be. Been sponsored by them for 22 years.
Yeah, there's a picture of of each pro player. What I think most of them are updated because I went through it I've been going through it the last couple days, and it shows what cue they use, and it has their cues underneath and what they cost and stuff. It's kind of cool. And it has their birth date, which I think everything should include. I think the players should include their date of birth or their age at least, and where they're from. And of course,
today's my last day at 55, bud.
Oh, tomorrow's your birthday?
Yeah, I'm an April Fool.
Oh, that's right, you are.
I was born on April Fool's Day. I turn 56 tomorrow.
Oh boy. So
last day of 55. No.
So now you have to say you're on the backside of 50 of 50.
Ooh.
Sliding into 60.
I like coming past the 9 here, George, and if I end up straight on the 7, I just shoot a stop shot, shoot the 9 in the same pocket as the 6. If I end up with an angle, I can slide it over and shoot the 9 in the opposite side pocket.
Absolutely
perfect.
Perfect. He just stops right to where he put his cue to get to the 9. And roll down for the 10. And again, with the lead. Oh, he came back, so he got on the wrong side. No, he didn't. He's perfect. He's just fine. Just follow it straight over. Yeah, if he's got any kind of an angle, he can kind of, go towards the side pocket there in the 10 at the same time. Let's see what kind of angle he's going to have. Yeah, just like that. Perfect.
Just a little stun follow.
That's one of my favorite shots. Gets you everything you want. And now with the lead, Alex KAZAKIS from Greece. 2018 World 9-ball semifinalist.
Thanks for the birthday wishes, everyone. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm a pool playing fool, but I love it. I want to say a special hello to a good friend of the pool community in New York and a longtime friend, Mr. Larry Ross, who is 87 years old.
Oh, wow.
He was my very, very first sponsor.
Oh.
When I first started playing pro tournaments, he sent me to my first pro event, and that's something I'm eternally grateful for. Never forget that. So, Larry, thank you for all that you've ever done for me. And he's the first one to ever bring Shane Bamboni to New York and Earl Strickland to New York, as well as a lot of other players. He's done so much for a lot of players throughout the year, so thank you for that. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
These guys are gems.
So let's see. Let's see if he stops the cue ball. He's very, very rarely, though, I see him lose control of that cue ball. He stops it by the center almost every time. And thanks again for the birthday wishes, everyone. I really do appreciate that. See, he stopped the dead center again. Look at that. This time, did he make 2?
Yeah, he made 2. He made the 9 balls directly into the side pocket.
That's
that break.
You can't ask for a better break than that.
If he can get to that 1 ball past the 4, Mr. Sanchez may not come off that chair for a little bit.
Yeah, I think the 2 is, below the side pocket enough where he can still hit that long rail and make the 2 and come back for the 3. He overhit that a bit.
Let's see if he plays short rail position on his 3-ball. We'll see how his speed is here on the draw shot.
Absolutely perfect. Well, I think he wanted a little less angle. He's going to have to use a little spinneroni here to get between the 4 and the 5 if possible. You know my friend Larry that I mentioned that was my first sponsor. He also took me on the road. He sent me on the road to gamble and gain experience. I gained a lot of experience that way too. A good times.
Just a quick update. We've lost another American player to Jonas Suto. He just defeated Danny Olson 8-4. Dominguez is 7-1 over Obaidi.
Look at that little
Alex is
Marconi
sweating
there.
bullets.
Wow.
Dennis Grabe 5-3 over Babica. Barkas leads Kunlin Wu 5-4. That's a good match for Barkas. Blaine Barkas and this is Blaine Baker also. They're doing well in this tournament.
Yeah,
We're
they
doing well.
both play really
both play
strong.
real strong, yeah.
I think he was hoping to put him behind underneath the 5.
Yeah.
He was in a pretty bad position there.
Michael Schneider has defeated Jason Theron 8-3. The South African. His tournament hopes were smashed by the Swiss player. Let's see with this angle, is he going to catch any part of that 10 on a follow shot?
It's hard to tell. Let me
It's
see.
hard to tell, yeah.
Even if he does, if he hits the right side of it,
Yeah.
the cue ball is going to come off it and stay on that side of the table. I think the most important. I think he's going to be fine. If he decides to draw off of it, then that means he's going to go between the 8 and the 10.
Yeah.
You see, he's just trying to hit off the 10 and go that way, but he.
I like to follow there all day long.
Yeah.
I'm not drawing that ball. But he's the 822 Fargo. I am the guy in the booth. I'm calling the shots. He's making the shots.
Where can people go see the brackets? I think it's what I have here is probilliardseries.com. And then look for the World 10 ball bracket.
Or you can just go to world10ball.com and it comes up and you'll see the label, the header for the brackets. It takes you right to it. Look at this shot. And
oh, wow.
No. I've been using the world10ball.com.
Okay, world10ball.com. Yeah. There you have it,
World
folks.
number 10 ball. It's funny how we all navigate a little bit different when we have different sites we can get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to hit this extremely thin.
Because on the World 10 ball, you can also find the rankings and see how the top 16 players will be seated. Well, you won't see how they're seated, but you'll see who the top 16 players are. And let's see in the chat, see how sharp you guys are. Who's number 1 in the world ranking that I just looked at on world10ball.com? Don't use it. Don't use the site. Give me a guess. No, I want to know number 1, 2, 3.
Very quick.
When this rack's over, your guess doesn't count. Didn't give him much time. Francisco moves pretty quick.
We have Mr. Rahana in the chat. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Ra.
It's great to hear from you, man. Thank you for the birthday wish. I really appreciate it. I hope that you're doing great. I respect so much what you do for the juniors. It's amazing what you do for the juniors and helping the future of the sport. So hope all is well, brother. We're going to go for a break, and we'll be right back.
they're back. Sanchez to break. The number 1 player is Yap. Albinocean number 2. Now Yuki Oi number 3. Omar Al Shaheen number 4. Feder Gorse number 5. We miss Feder. Number 6, Mika Immonen. 7, Mario B. And on down the line. That is what I read on the World 10 Ball site this morning. I wrote them all down so that I could bring them to you. I got the number 7, didn't I? And I'll give you the rest in a little bit. Meanwhile, Francisco Sanchez has to find, oh, he's got a nice shot. Just follow this 1 ball and come over to the right-hand side pocket for the 2 ball in the corner pocket, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he just wants to stop the cue ball
Yep.
by the center, I would
Yep.
imagine, because the only other option I see here is playing the 2 in the side. And I don't know if he wants to risk that between the 9 and the 10.
There's a 4 ball. He's going to be just right.
Overhit it a bit. Overhit it a bit. Does he have to shoot over? Top of Mount Everest? He might be able to see the side of the ball.
You know, one of the things that you get by looking at the rankings is why they're ranked. They have all the tournaments and the results from those tournaments that they play and that they use to give them the world ranking.
Yeah. Won't be surprised if he goes 2 rails here and plays the 3 in the left-hand side pocket. Oh, wow, but he has to shoot over the ball, yeah. Yeah, that's what he was trying to do. He just overcut it. He was trying to play the 3 in the side, but he overcut it. Alex might play the 4 ball in either the same pocket as a 2 ball or in the side pocket, depending how he gets on the 3.
Looks like he'll get on the 3 pretty good. His cue ball's going to be close to the 4 here. No, he drew that ball really nice. He was straighter than what it looked. Looked like he had a little angle. Now he just might come back for the side like you just mentioned.
I mean, if he has enough angle, he'll slide it over.
Sure,
But
sure.
if not, then he's just going to draw it to the, and he controls that draw so well.
He had the
Yep.
angle. Yep.
I mean, it makes sense, you know.
Of course, just kind of go right into shape. Play right into position. Let's go back to this bracket here. 4, 6, down for the 8.
Mr. Mike Check, thank you, buddy. Yes, let's get those likes to 500 at least. We're at 492, so thank you for that. I liked it. George liked it. Now we need you guys and gals to all like it, please. Smash that like button.
What did that one guy say? Slap it harder than Will Smith.
Oh, he hit that great. Look at that. We have a barn burner here, George.
Yeah, they're staying close. They've been back and forth. But it's funny, they both they're going back and forth on games now, but they both won 3 games in a row.
Someone's asking for an update on the Kopin-Yi match. You know what the score is there?
Kopin-Yi, I can find. I just refreshed. Yes, and Kopin-Yi is now 5-4 over Shark Syed.
Thank you. And thank you, Pro Level. Pro Level just put it up there as well. And thanks again for all the birthday wishes, everyone.
Yep.
I really do appreciate it.
Pro Level's helpful in the chat.
So what are the other scores for the matches?
Well, while we're going through here, let me give it one more update. I just updated it. So Joe Nasuto has defeated Danny Olsen 8-4. Grabe over Babika 5-4. Barkas over Wu 5-4. Dominguez over Obaidi 7-1. Sanchez now trails KAZAKIS 5-6. Heipler trailing Roberts 7-4. The young 19-year-old 7-4 over Roman Heipler.
Yeah.
Defeated Neil Schwein.
What a great! I saw him play last night. You know that, and I said, "Wow, this kid is good."
Yeah, he had a great match on the in the arena here.
Yeah.
It was Akagariyama.
Wow. Yeah. That's the bench I watched.
Yeah.
I think that one went Hill, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Hey, let me give a special shout out to the South Day Billiard Academy, which is a place that I play out of in Southern Florida. That's where I train for these tournaments. The equipment there is tough. They have membership. Anyone in the Southern Florida area, I highly recommend joining them. It's a fantastic place to practice. Great people, and also a shout out to Beyond Billiards in Davie, Florida. So I appreciate everyone. And all the rooms in Florida. I mean, they welcome me with open arms there, George, ever since I moved there. So I'm very grateful.
Well, speaking of open arms, this young lady is racking the 10 ball on the spot because it was made on the break. KAZAKIS to shoot the 1. He'll have to address the 4, although it does go to the side pocket, so it has a pocket where he doesn't have to move anything.
He's on the hunt, right?
Yeah, and he's got good aim. He's a good tracker.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's going to try to play the 4 in the side.
Just right in the 5.
Would have been nice if he had just enough angle to like come off the side of the 10 and have the cue ball come to the bottom rail.
Slide down for the 3. He's got that little angle.
No, that's not enough. You got to go for the 3 in the right-hand pocket there. Did he overhit that? Nope, he hit it perfectly.
He'll have to travel a little from the 6 to the 7, but let's see how he negotiates this. Just a little inside to come up for the 4 on the left-hand side.
Gonna have to hit this super soft if he's trying to play that 4 on the side. Well, some people are asking about the last 32. Yes, we do have to wait till the 10 a.m. matches finish in order to determine the final 32.
Actually, there's
some
still
12 p.m. matches.
There's some
too,
12
right?
p.m. matches. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches. So they'll use all the same 8 tables.
Tournament does finish tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 8 matches still left after these finish.
Just thinking about this.
I mean,
if he drew it, if he drew it a bit, I think he has to play this. I don't really see a save here unless he hits the 4th in, tries to leave the cue behind the 8 and the 9.
Michaela's positioned perfectly to make sure he hits the 4 ball first.
The main thing is focus on making it. If that's what you're doing, just focus on making it. Let the cue ball do what it has to do.
Like get behind the 10.
No, I think he can see the 5. Question here: if he tries to go in between the 8 and the rail and come out towards the center of the table, he needs to, he doesn't need to hit it that hard at all because he doesn't want to go anywhere near that side pocket.
Just a thin cut. Oh, he came on the inside.
So he did try to go to the inside. Yeah. Almost paid the price for it. But.
Yes.
So Pro Level AV You're asking if it's single. I'm pretty sure it's single elimination once you get to the final
Yes,
32
it's
races
single
to 10.
elimination, and it'll go to a race of 10. It's the knockout round.
Gonna go 2, possibly 3 rails here for the 7 ball. But you don't want to do. I mean, even if you got straight, he's in good shape. He hit that perfect speed. Then if he gets straight here, he just draws straight back for the 9 in the same pocket. If he ends up with an angle, he just comes off the rail. So I don't really see any problems here, George.
No, it's pretty straightforward for him, and this will give him a 2-game lead.
And I believe the next TV match is going to be Jason Shaw versus Thorsten Holman. Am I correct?
You are correct. That'll be at 12. Alex looking good here, starting to look a little sharper.
Yeah, I can't tell if he has enough angle to come off the rail or if he's just going to draw it straight back.
Looks
Like,
like
not straight, but, you know, at a
yeah.
slight angle, you know.
That'll come down towards the 10.
Oh, he had enough angle to come off the rail. See, I love coming off that rail, going towards that ball.
Yes, with the line shape.
Well, after this 10 ball, we will go to a break and we'll be back.
Right. Back with Francisco Sanchez to break the balls here. His opponent is on the hill, so he's got to control the table. He's got 1 minute when the ball stops rolling. There goes the 1. He's got a shot.
The last minute entry, just in time to give him a little hope.
Shot clock just started. The TV table is the only table that has a shot clock, because since we're on a schedule for you, we have to make sure that we can be timely and have matches at 10, 12, 4, 6, and 8.
A couple of friendly bumperonis there. Just shoot a stop shot here.
The top 3 players in the world rank: Aloysius Yap, number 1, number 2, Alvin Ocean, number 3, Naoyuki Oi, And I got those right off of the rankings on World 10 Ball. And if you go there and see them, you will see exactly how they're ranked, what they are. They get certain points for certain events.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the number of points that puts them, point value that puts them in the ranking.
Perfect angle on the 5. And he can go either way, you know, 5, 6 in the, 7 in the corner or 7 in the side. With this angle, I don't know if it's easier to go in the corner. I think it might be easier to go in the corner. This angle, right?
Mm-hmm.
He feels super comfortable. He's like shooting fast, you know.
Well, sure, this is a nice layout. This is just going to stun it forward for the 8 in the corner and then the 9 and the 10. Layout like this, you can move fast. You don't
I
have
think
to.
the 8 goes past the 9, right? It does.
Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, this is a world event, so the Pro Billiard Series ranking points are not, they're only used to get into this tournament, not to be seated in this tournament. They use the world rankings for that. We don't make the rules, we just read them.
We just relay the information.
That's right. And this to be close. 6-7.
I want to give a very special shout out to my parents. Hi, Mom and Dad. They've been listening to most of the watching. My dad is they call him YouTube Tony, because all he does is watch YouTube. My dad. I'm Tony Jr. So just want to say a special hi to my mom and dad, Juanita Robles, and my dad, Tony Robles Sr. Love you guys very much.
Once we get there's 8 matches, we'll bring you at 12 o'clock. We'll bring you one, but there'll be 8 matches going on to complete the final 32. Once the final 32 are there, the ranked 16 players will be seated. The other 16 players will be a blind draw, a random draw.
Let's see, he's been breaking pretty much perfect this match.
And
that 6 ball went straight in like it had eyes. And that 9 ball 4 rails, a 3 ball on the side. 3 balls pocketed on the break.
And to give you an idea on how these world rankings work, Shane is ranked 11th.
Shane is?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if he goes aggressive here. This is a very, very big shot here, George. If he pockets this, he could run out for the match and continue on his quest for a world championship. If not, depending on how he leaves him, if he misses, it'll give Francisco an opportunity to tie it. Let's see what happens. Will it go in?
Hang up.
No.
It's gonna hang up.
Did he leave him a shot? I don't think so, but he might be able to kick it off one rail.
Yeah, I think he can
And if
go
he
rail
does,
first.
oh yeah, if he makes this ball, he's gonna go near the side pocket and come short of that first diamond on the top left-hand corner pocket and end up going right towards that 2 ball. But he needed to make it.
Well, he's left it pretty good. That's the one thing about going rail first on shots like that. If you don't hit it and hang it up or make it, it does come over to the middle of the table. So if your speed's good, you're probably going to end up safe.
Yeah, I think he's got, if he can see it to make it, I think he should go for it. Let's, right? What do you think?
I think I'd be playing safe between put the cue ball where the 10-7 is. Can he
Well,
spin it enough?
if he can spin it enough,
Yeah, if he can spin it enough, he's on the
then
rail,
yes,
so
you know, he
so
would
it's
have
hard.
to elevate a bit. It's a little tough.
It is tougher because he's on the rail.
What I like to do if I'm going to do something like that, I like to elevate and curve the ball so that way it'll change the angle of approach for the cue ball to the one ball, almost as if I was shooting it from slightly to the right. Let's see what he does. He went for it.
He went for it, and then oh boy!
Oh, whoa, whoa!
Safety in corners.
The next match is at 12 p.m., so it's 16 minutes from now. So we probably could go right back on.
12:15 probably. Yeah, we'll come right back, but it'll be close. This will be the first match that runs over, I think. Noon is the next scheduled match here. It'll be between Torsten Homan and Jason Shaw. They are in the world rankings. Shaw is 26, Homan is 15.
He's going to probably try to stop the cue ball there, George.
He did.
Did he call the 2 in the side? He did.
Must have. What do you do with the 4 here?
He might try to bank it in between the 5 and the 8 and leave the cue ball behind the 5.
Just follow it straight up.
Because if he tries to overcut the 4 on the other side and try to leave him, you know, it's just too much cut there. It's hard to control the ball. No, that's even better. If you, ooh, for a second there, I thought he scratched.
Those sharp corners on this Predator table, that might have scratched on another table.
Yeah, he tried to put him obviously behind the 10 and the 7 there. Those shots are a little tougher to control as opposed to hitting the 5 or the 4 between the 5 and the 8, because you have to contend with beating the side pocket scratch and the corner pocket scratch should you hit the ball too thin. Uh-oh, it leaked out.
Sanchez will bank this. He's aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
He just can't wait to get to the table.
Lucas Robertson, how's it going, bud? So he made the bank, got perfect on the 5, and it looks like we might have a hill thriller in our hands.
Is that what they say in Hawaii? Hila hila?
I'm not sure.
I gotta ask Rodney Morris. I think I'll call him up and ask him. There's a name that I haven't seen in these tournaments for years.
Yeah, Rodney's my brother. We had so many great times. You know, people used to confuse us all the time because we both have goatees.
Oh, okay.
So one time Rodney told me he was at the Riviera when we were there for the BCA one year. He said someone had a 20-minute conversation, and after they were done, he said, "It was nice meeting you, Mr. Robles."
Yeah, well, with Rodney, you know, how much was he kidding? Well, this is to tie it up, and we'll be hill, but KAZAKIS Sanchez will be breaking. At hill, Francisco Sanchez to break. Who goes on to the 32, final 32, and who goes back to his room to pack?
Yep.
We are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, all part of the CueSports International Expo. All kinds of championships going on here. You know, I'm going to give a shout out to a guy from Tucson, Arizona, James Leonard, who he won the Gold Division BCA 9-ball champion.
Congratulations.
That's a big feather in her cap. He was on the team that last year took the team.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Actually,
my wife and I had a lot of success throughout the years here. We finished in the Scotch doubles second, third, and fourth, but never won it. She missed the 8 ball for us to win first place that one year. And when she missed the 8 ball, George, true story, I was sick. Not because we lost, because I knew that I wasn't going to sleep for the next week. Because as soon as she missed that 8 ball and we lost, the teardrops started coming out, and I had to console her for about a month after that. And I knew
can
I wasn't
imagine.
gonna sleep
Yeah,
any-
that's a big one.
You know.
And I don't want to ask what kind of a shot it was. Apparently, it wasn't a real hard one.
It was a little tough because
Well, the
it was an angle where, you know, if you make the 8, there's like a 80-90% chance you're going to scratch on the side.
Okay.
And
Gotcha. Understood. Yeah, whenever you're looking to scratch, Rodney told me this, in fact. He says you didn't want to look like an idiot missing that ball or scratching.
Yeah.
That's why people miss balls sometimes.
So let's see how comfortable he looks running this one, because he still looks pretty comfortable at the table. He's like hyper, like excited. It reminds me a bit of Jim Rempe. Jim Rempe, whenever someone missed a shot, he pounced off that. He jumped out of that chair in excitement that he's back up to the table. And he attacked the table with conviction every single time.
He just wants to come off a little bit, right? Hit us nice and soft.
Yeah, he doesn't. This is a tricky shot. He has to manage the speed here very well.
Just don't hit the 10. Just right. Sliding for the 5. You can take this to the upper. You go above the 5 or below the 5.
Let me see the angle. I think here, to be on the safe side, you're better off just rolling this in. Rolling this in. Because worst case scenario, if you end up dead straight, you might still be able to draw it to the other side of the table. It's just easier to manage the speed that way.
Yeah, he went up. Yeah, that's what I thought.
He wound up straight. Like I said, worst case scenario, if he ends up straight, he might be able to draw it and spin it past the 9 ball. But you better hope that he can get enough spin on it. Because if he has a slight angle going ever so slightly to the left, then he might be in a bit of trouble here. And you know, he can always consider. Well, I don't think he can bank the 6 past the 8. The 8 blocking the 6 there, you know, doesn't help. If he can roll it down and cut it in the side, he might be okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's going to do. And that's what he's looking at. He's looked at it twice. Will he go back a third time? He was going to run out of time. They do have an extension. No, he's used his.
Wow, look how good did he hit that, see? Wow. Did he get too straight? It's never a hill thrill unless you make it interesting, right?
Well,
I think he just made it interesting here.
He just made it interesting. He might have made himself sick. He hit a great shot to get back to there, but he came a little too far, so he doesn't have the angle to come across the table for the 7.
Well, if he can cheat the pocket and still make it in the side and follow it to at least parallel with the 7, I think he'll be in good shape here. But let's see. Let's see what he's going to do. I think he can cheat it. That's what it looks like he's doing. Yeah, see, at least parallel to the 7. Right? Just to make it a little easier. Now the question is, can he get past the 10? If he gets past the 10, he's going to go 4 rails and play the 8 on the side.
Well, if he cuts it in, I think he misses the 10.
The thing here is you have
close.
to make sure you avoid hitting the 9. And I think he can. If he hits it thin enough with just a little bit of inside, right? Avoid the 9. That's what I'm talking about. See? It's just going to have to work a little harder. Come up with a good shot here. This is it.
Well, his destiny is in his own hands. It's just 8 ball. 9 ball's hanging over a pocket with a nice road for position on the 10.
Well, this is it. This is for me, this is the equivalent of the 10. You make this, you win the match, right?
Yes. This is the shot of the game that wins you.
Man, he hit that great.
Wins the game.
Someone asked if I had one player that I can play, who would it be? Efren. I've always loved playing Efren. Well, this is it. And after this 10 ball is pocketed, Francisco Sanchez Ruiz will advance to the final 32, and we will be back soon with Jason Shaw versus Thorsten Homan. See you soon.